All right.
Hi.
We are here. Good evening, everyone. We are off to a little bit of a late start.
Sorry about that. So I'm Keith, and this is Kerwin, my dad.
Father Son Galaxy, thank you for joining us. If this is your first time, thank you. And we hope you'll stay until the end and like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're not yet a subscriber. Okay.
hmm Please help us. We're on our race to 1,000, so
Race to a
that we can
thousand.
finally reach our goal. Hopefully, once you guys get us to like 100,000, 10,000, or whatnot, we can get those play buttons from YouTube. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
And
So
then we can
road
display them.
road to 1,000, 1,000. All
hmm
right. So thanks
You
again.
guys got us to 501, so you can get us double.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Double or nothing.
So now we are now going to review episode 5 of the Bad Batch, season 2, episode 5, called
Entombed.
Entombed. Okay. And you know what? After I saw this episode, you know what I learned, Keith? I've learned that I truly love the Indiana Jones films.
Oh boy.
Right?
How'd you get
There's-
that from the Bad Batch?
Oh.
Completely unrelated franchise.
Oh,
Only thing that's the same is Lucasfilm.
well, no, I mean, this episode just had the makings of Indiana Jones. I mean, we'll talk about it. But that's all I could think of. All right. But I know you and I have seen the first film, but there's 3 more films that we have to watch before we get to Dial of Destiny, which comes out in June. But anyway, all right. So we are here to talk about the Bad Batch.
Apparently, you're excited for that, are you?
Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely. So Bad Batch, episode 5. This is the second episode, right? After last week's episode, where it opens with the Batch just hanging around at Sid's saloon, and they look bored. they
just look like they're generally not having a good time.
They're unhappy. You look at Echo's face.
Echo's just like, not again.
He's at the bar. He's drinking his coffee or whatever. Scotchka, whatever's in his mug.
They call it calf in Star Wars.
Calf.
Calf.
Yeah, and and Phee is this new character that we were introduced to in the first episode. Yes, voiced by Wanda Sykes. She comes in and she's, she's already there, and she's telling these tall tale stories about what she's done or who she's seen. And the Batch is not buying it. Hunter's looking at Echo. Echo's looking
and
at.
They're like, this story changes every time.
Like, this is ridiculous, right? So I'm asking, why is it that the Batch is finding it very difficult to leave Sid, right? What is preventing them from leaving Sid? Yeah.
It's because Sid has their contacts. It's basically like Sid told them their passport. She's got their information, she's got their ID, and more importantly, she knows their clothes on the run for the Empire. So if they try to leave and they cross Sid the wrong way, she can easily go contact the Empire and have them come and hunt down the Batch if she's that unhappy.
Okay, so one thing then maybe is fear, right? Like you said, fear of Sid, maybe going back to the Empire, which I highly doubt, but it's possible. She does have she knows a lot about them.
She has some people as well, so it could also just not be her directly going to them, but just some informants of hers.
Okay.
But then again, she was a Republic informant. She was an informant for the Republic during the Republic era, so I don't see how it'd be likely she'd turn them into the Empire.
Okay, all right.
Because they know her as well. Okay. So she worked for the Republic.
So I came up with 4 things that could be preventing them from leaving Sid. So one is fear.
Well, you came up with 3. I came up with 1.
Okay. Well, here's 3 more. So 1 is fear. 2, are they stuck in a rut? Meaning they were trained and designed to fight in a war, right? Now that the war is over, maybe they have no idea what to do next, where to turn.
Because their programming kind of ends at shooting a blaster and walking straight. That's really where it ends. Because after Order 66, it's really just been up to the closed interpretations as far as we know right now. Because as far as our knowledge of the chip goes right now, it looks like the chip only involves Order 66. And after that order is executed, it's their own free will. But then that begs the question, Rex had his chip removed. but not all the clones did. So if they're ever around Jedi, they might just be like, pew 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 pew. Yeah. But like I'm saying, I think the trip just kind of ends there.
So what does this mean for them? So they say, what is the next step? I guess they're trying to figure out what that is. So, until they can figure out where to go next, they're just going to just sit still. I don't know. So I think it seems to me that they're being passive. They're waiting for something to happen or someone to come and rescue them or to give them this opportunity. And you know what? They had this opportunity last season when Rex came to visit, when they were talking about getting the chips removed, and Rex walked them through how to get the chips removed, and then after that it was Hunter and Rex at the end, and Hunter, they're saying their goodbyes, and Rex says, well, if you ever need anything, if you're looking for me, you know where to find me. And then Hunter says, okay, fine, I understand, but we're going in a different direction. So they had that opportunity. They had an opening, right? They could have went with Rex back since the last season.
Echo is giving them a little bit of grief about that, as you can see in the first episode. Because you remember, he's like, we should be doing more. We should have left with Rex. Our lives are like this because of Omega.
True.
So I don't know. Again, even more tension, because Echo seems to be bored already. He seems to be like the only batch member I've seen who's like expressing his boredom the most.
Yeah.
So what I believe right now is that something's gonna have to give. Either the batch splits their ties with Sid, or Echo splits his ties with Sid and makes the rest of the batch do the same.
Okay. So like two more things that I think could be preventing them from leaving. So
real quick, let's do some Q&A.
No, I want to get through these two first before we get to Q&A. All right. So 3, could it be a little bit of both? All right. It could be fear. It could also be that, yes, they don't know what to do next, where to turn. It could be a little of both. Or 4, is there something else? So I'm posing a question to people who are, watching the live stream, or if you're watching or listening to this episode later, what do you think is preventing the Bad Batch from leaving Sid? All right. Now we can get to Q&A. All right. Okay, so we're going to get the Q&A. All right. Okay. So that's it. Again, what do you think, is preventing them from the Bad Batch from leaving Sid? All right. So let us know. All
Alex, haha, I only saw a bit of the Indiana Jones films when I was a kid, but this episode makes me want to watch them even more. Smiley face.
It's going to be interesting, Alex. And thank you for joining us anyway, tonight. When you actually see these films, you're going to realize how much of material that that they're using in the Bad Batch that relates to the Indiana Jones films. But we'll go through it. But it's fun to to see it. That we've already seen. I've already seen the films, and I can see the recalling, the retelling of some of the stories that Indy went through is pretty cool. Yeah. All right. So I don't know if there's any other comments. Yes. Okay. All right. Michelle. Hello, guys. Okay. Thank you for joining, Michelle. Thank you so much. All right.
This was such a great episode.
Yes, it was a great episode.
Our episode will be great too. This podcast.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Love this episode.
Thank you so much. Love this episode. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. So like the Bad Batch, sometimes we all get too complacent. I like that.
True. Yeah, because I feel like that's kind of where the Batch is right now. It's just kind of like, Sid's hanging something over their heads. Okay. Black Light at Fantasy Galaxy podcasting YouTube channel. Do you think the Skara Narl is related to Zepho?
Zepho.
So basically, they're like this legend race of creatures, but they eventually went extinct, and like their remnants fled into the outer rim and somewhere in the galaxy. So I don't know exactly when they went extinct, but since they, are extinct, I'm not sure. Also, we don't know where the planet they're talking about is. So the planet where Phee and the Batch went to, it hasn't been identified yet. So it could be like the remains of Zepho or something. We're not sure yet.
Right. Okay. All right. And then, all right. So thank you. Yeah, so please bring in more questions and your comments. Alex says, "Good point, Kerwin. It could be both. The training hasn't prepared them for this, as you both indicated, and I don't see them being like Obi-Wan and taking up construction jobs. No, they're now that. Well, I actually Wrecker maybe he could come in handy.
He would do that.
Right? He can do some.
He would certainly be
right.
good at that.
Michelle says my favorite parts were when they kept saying booby traps, and it reminded me of the Goonies. Yes. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So let's go into the episode. So now Phee comes up. Well, let's start with Wrecker and Omega, right? So they're going through the salvage yard and they're finding things, old parts.
Omega kind of picks up this random compass,
right?
Of course, she doesn't know it's a compass yet, just some kind of piece of junk, and they bring it back to Sid on Nar Shaddaa. It is on where's it? Ord Mantell.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it!
Right, that's okay.
I got that wrong.
No, that's fine.
And Tech goes through and he's like, well, this could have been left at the junkyard. But Phee comes over and she says, now this is a compass. This is valuable. And she has Mel look it over using his light. Turns out it is actually a compass.
It is a compass, right?
That's what they figured out at least.
Right. And Omega shows this compass to Phee, and Phee is excited. It's like, oh, well, this could mean something. This could open the door to this treasure that we need to look into. So she talks the Batch into going to this planet. And then again, just like last week, when Sid comes up with a mission for the Batch and Tech goes, he just sighs. Now it's Hunter's turn. Now it's Hunter's turn to sigh.
And he's skeptical of the entire mission.
Absolutely, he's skeptical, right? So then when we go to the planet, and from there on, it's just like it's an adventure. It's an Indiana Jones adventure. Right.
Don't copyright us.
Okay. So then we go into, so they go into this door and enter in. What I pick up is the music, right? Because if you listen to the music, you'll hear this choral, like this, when there's something that's being revealed or something that's going to be revealed, something big is going to happen. Like if you saw, right, if you saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, it's the Well of Souls part of the movie where you hear the chorus and it's expanding and the music is getting bigger and bigger and higher, and then something happens and then nothing really nothing really gets revealed. So they just keep on going through this cave or this tunnel, and of course they run into booby traps and they get in trouble, and then somehow the Batch gets separated, right,
during a cave-in collapse, and there's this creepy monster that looks like a mix between a Loth Cat, a Rancor, and that Nexu from Attack of Clones.
Right. Now this was interesting because the Batch gets separated. So it's Tech, Wrecker, and Echo. They're on one side of the wall, and then you have Hunter and Phee and Omega on the other side of the wall. Now this to me is a setup for Hunter and Phee to gain this trust between the two of them, right? Because Hunter, he's, like you said earlier, he's skeptical of Phee. He called her a pirate, and she says
she's like, I prefer liberator of ancient wonders.
Right, ancient artifacts, right? So she doesn't consider it. Oh, okay. I must have miswrote it in my notes. All right. So, she doesn't consider herself a pirate. She's an opportunist. She's looking for
a way to make a quick buck.
Absolutely. She's looking for a treasure that she can sell and make credits off of it. So they needed to find a way to trust each other. Now, something happened where I think that's when they were shooting at the creature and then the floor collapsed. And I think Hunter,
the ceiling completely came
right. And then Hunter started to slide down out of the cave, and he got one of those grappling hooks and was able to find a place where he can stick the grappling hook. And then it was Phee and Omega who was pulling him back up.
I call that set up and payoff.
Right, exactly. So this is right. Phee and Omega helping Hunter. I'll say, okay, all right. Well, there's that was a nice thing to do, right? Of course, that means that she's looking out for them.
All right.
Okay, let's
Quick
do some more
Q&A.
Q&A. Okay.
Let's see what we got. Wow, looks like a lot of comments. Have been
Sure.
coming in.
Yeah. Let's read them
We said
all.
keep up the comments, and you did.
Yes. Lisa Washington, just want to know that seeing your channel and watching a father and son talking and bonding together with Star Wars makes me happy. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much for that, Lisa. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wonderful. Yeah.
All right. Next comment.
Okay.
So our next comment is Wikipedia. Hello there.
Wikipedia.
Well, wait. Let me get my own one on. Hello there.
Okay. 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 All right.
Real quick.
Okay.
Next question. Phee constantly telling stories of past adventures she's been on reminds me of Lando and his Calrissian Chronicles.
All right.
It does.
Okay.
It kind of does.
Okay.
Jorge Castro.
Jorge, yeah. Oh, welcome
Hello.
back. Yes.
Hello.
Good to see you. Thank you for joining us again. Yes.
Good to see you again. Wikipedia.
Yep.
Tech be tech.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
is the most true statement I've heard this episode.
Oh, okay. Then we have Sydney Squared. Okay.
I love this episode, but I want to know more about what happened on that world. Tell me more about these crazy mecha weapons, Lucasfilm. Oh, we really hope they do, because like some people have mentioned, it's like Zepho-X technology or right out of Fallen Order. Like there's Wikipedia.
There you go. Right.
Very Zepho-esque technology. So possibly, maybe since that was created before even the Jedi were around, the Zepho race might have still been around by then, and that might be one of their military weapons. But what I'm wondering is, if they had one of those weapons, why are they extinct? That thing scorched the forest. So how are they extinct if they had weapons like that?
Yeah. So this creature that we're referring to, right? It reminded me of a Godzilla type creature, right? A mechanical creature.
Sure.
Yeah, it was just very interesting. So I just want to step back and talk about trust. Hunter and Phee trying to learn how to trust each other, because that is a setup and payoff, like you said.
Yes.
All right, and then it comes back to the same thing happening in the other direction, where Phee gets herself in trouble and she's hanging for dear life, and then Hunter helps her. So that was really cool. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about this creature. All right. So we find that Phee finds a treasure that she's looking for, right? And she thinks she's got it. She grabs it, and she tries to run off with it, but then something happens, right? All right. So she's unable to hold on to it. But she does manage to keep it, but she finds out, okay, this is not something that she can take with her, right?
Because
it has to stay.
The only way to survive in there,
right,
without being utterly destroyed,
right,
by either the monster that Wrecker threw out the window,
yeah,
or that actual Godzilla mech,
yeah.
The only way to get out was to place the crystal inside.
Exactly.
And then for some reason it melted.
It did, yes, right.
So Skara Narl reclaimed it, as Phee put it.
Okay. All right. So, and then pretty much they destroy this mechanical creature. And it then goes
timber.
Right. And they're able to escape the cave. So, all right. So what basically
turns out the cave wasn't really a cave.
Right, exactly. Right.
It was just planted in a cave.
And you know what? Is that an Easter egg? Because, it reminded me of The Empire Strikes Back. Remember when the Millennium Falcon was flying into what they thought was a cave?
But it wasn't.
It turned out that it was like a slug. Right. A space slug.
Infested with Minox.
Exactly. So to me, that might have been.
And it wasn't a moon, it was a space station.
Yeah. So I see a little bit of Empire Strikes Back. I see Indiana Jones.
The funny part is,
Godzilla.
Both of those star Harrison Ford. Indiana Jones and Empire Strikes Back.
Well, that's true. Right. Good point. Right. So,
see?
Yeah. So, and then of course, at the end of this episode, there's no treasure. They leave empty-handed once again.
Sadly.
Yeah.
And that puts them, as text states it, at 0-1 for treasure hunting.
0 for 2, right?
0 for 2.
0
for 2.
Right. 0 for 2.
Not 1, 2.
Yeah. Now, okay. So, what is the meaning?
Not one failed mission, but 2.
What is the meaning of this episode, this mission, can we see maybe the batch leaning more towards working with Phee than with Sid?
Because I feel like Phee is more fair, and more importantly, she's good with Omega. Because I think that's where Hunter's mind's going.
Mhm.
Sid is the one who gambled on Omega and basically had her pitted against a bunch of people who she doesn't even know playing hollow chess. Meanwhile, Phee is actually talking with Omega, coaching her through this mission, helping the batch fight it off.
Mhm.
Like, she is being more involved than Sid ever was, because Sid was always behind the desk, sending them on the missions.
Mhm.
But what Phee did is she went with them. And more importantly, she helped them instead of supervising.
I like that. Right. It's right.
So Phee seems like she dips her feet in the water more than Sid does.
I like that. You're right. Most of the missions that the batch has gone on, Sid is not with them. I think there might have been maybe one,
except for that
or
last
two.
episode.
Right.
Last episode, Sid only came with them,
right,
because it was her personal mission. She just needed the batch's muscle. They weren't fetching anything.
You brought up some very good points there. And I want to talk about her, right, Sid's relationship with Omega. You don't get the impression that Sid knows how to talk to children. Like, she doesn't have that parental guidance, or you don't see like she really the type of person that would have time to sit down and really have a conversation with a little child.
Kind of the type of person who just doesn't really interact much with other people.
Right. Unless
she does, it's like, go do this, go fetch that.
Right. Or unless there's money to be made, right? Like you said.
Unless there's some sort of profit.
Yeah, exactly.
For Sid.
Exactly.
And she gets more money than everyone else.
Right.
Then she's in it. But other than that, Sid doesn't really do that much.
Mm-hmm. Whereas Phee, like you said, Phee is more hands-on. She will,
and also she's the treasure hunter of the batch.
Right.
Like, she has to go. She has to go out. Sid's kind of the boss, but Phee works for herself.
True.
Sid's just got people working for her.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, she didn't have anyone running missions for her until the batch, right?
True.
As far as we know.
Right. And can I say, Phee, regarding her relationship with Omega, she seems to be more parental. She understands that Omega is learning. She's naive, and she really takes the time to speak to Omega, talk to her and encourage her, like Omega, I could tell Omega is also bored, because as soon as she hears about a mission, she's like, wow, let's go do this, and it's the batch that's in the background going. Right, they're very eager.
See, Omega's like, yeah, let's go. The rest of the batch being parents.
Yeah, it's like, oh, not again.
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite different. Yeah, but yeah, so it seems that it's possible that maybe the batch is looking for a way out through Phee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
because
we'll find out.
I think like the 6 of them, and even if we get Crosshair back, the 7 of them would make a great team, even if they're not always on the same missions. Also, I think Phee would split the money more evenly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even 40-60 or 50-50.
She did say 50-50, right?
Right? Yeah. See, that's what I'm thinking. Phee was going to evenly split the profits with the batch.
Right.
But Sid favors the 30-70 deal, which is their standard rate.
Sid is very stingy. She is. Yeah.
That's more than I thought she paid him.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, right. That's what it looks like to me. I think they're trying to build trust with Phee in exchange for Sid.
To be honest, I trust Phee more.
So far, so good. Yes.
Like, even though we've only known her for the past 2 or so episodes, just Sid is so much more shady.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree. Yeah. If I had a choice
she's
between
scaly, like literally.
Yeah.
Sid is a Trandoshan.
Well, yes, she is.
It's just a little bit shady to me.
I hear what you're saying.
Because if you think about it, all Trandoshans are bounty hunters, basically.
Well, we can't say all.
Okay, most.
Okay, some maybe.
Like
okay.
Boss and that other dude.
Yes.
And The dude from the Clone Wars. He was a Trandoshan.
Right. Well, we have Skier, who is in the High Republic. He's a Jedi.
Yes. And remember those that full planet full of Trandoshan bounty hunters. Remember them?
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's go to Q&A. What do we have for Q&A? All right. We're going to bring this up.
Wikipedia. Let's get them in with Afro for a mission. Woo!
Dr. Afro. I've been talking about a series of Dr. Afro. I believe it's coming. I hope it's coming. So, Alex, I second Wikipedia. So cool to see them with Afro. That would be cool. Yeah. Archaeologists, yes. Right?
I gotta say, that'd be a good mission for the match.
Hey, you know what? That's a good point. Maybe the archaeology aspect of the episode might be opening the door for Dr. Afro.
Because you know what I think?
What's that?
Remember that episode when we saw Fennec Shan in the Bad Batch after we saw her in the Boba Fett, in the Book of Boba Fett, not Book of Boba Fett, the Mandalorian, and then the Book of Boba Fett followed it. So maybe we'll do the reverse of having Afra in the Batch and then her getting her own TV show. Possibly.
Okay.
Hopefully.
There was a chat message from Backlight. I didn't get to see it. So Wikipedia, Afra series would be so cool. Absolutely. It's Blacklight. How many times do I have to keep saying this? You know, we have to have Dr. Afra in the series.
Get Alyssa Wong in on it. Smiley face.
How about that, right?
Woo! Yes.
How about if Alyssa Wong writes the screenplay? You never know.
Blacklight. Sad that Mel 221 got destroyed, but I'm glad her consciousness is still intact.
Yes, very good.
It's kind of what they did with L3 and Solo.
That's true.
But the funny part is that kind of goes against her entire morals, because her whole moral code was free droids everywhere, and then they trapped her memory in the ship of the Millennium Falcon. She can't even talk anymore.
Oh, well, you make it sound so sad when you say it that way.
But it is.
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of sad.
But
it took me a minute to get that one.
Understood, but her memory still lives on in the Falcon, right?
Yeah, so technically, droids can't die.
Right, and then
there's memory backups.
Well, and then you say that it can't communicate, but it can, right? It's just that you don't.
I said it can't talk with words.
Okay, but C-3PO, someone like C-3PO who knows millions of languages, can speak to L3, right?
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, all right.
Blacklight, that's a great connection. Well spotted.
Well spotted. Okay. Yes. All right. Okay. All right. So that's okay. All right.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Okay. So in the meantime, as we bring up, Wikipedia says
have to head off, but y'all have an amazing
Thank you so much, Wikipedia. Thank you for joining. This is wonderful.
You are online.
Yes, thank you so much. Fingers crossed. An Afro series. Yeah. Announcement and celebration. Yeah. I think we're all in agreement that we need to see Dr. Afra, right? And by the way, that brings me to my next subject. I just wanted to make sure that we talk about it. Blacklight.
Who do you think the next live action to animated cameo will be? E.g. Fennec Shand in TVB season 1.
Live action to animated.
Mm-hmm. Like how Fennec Shand was in Mandalorian season 2.
Right, and then she made
Bad Batch. I'm trying to think of somebody we've already seen in live action.
That's a very good point.
So did you hear that rain hit?
Yeah. So from live action to animated. Okay. That's a good question. I can't think of anyone else.
Ahsoka?
Well, that's
the other way around. The run.
Live action to, but that's the other way around, isn't it?
But she was in Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah, but she went from animation to live action, right? So the question is
live action. From live action to animation.
Okay, you can do it that way, right? Okay, all right, and then
Mando. No, wait, he's not even a Mandalorian yet.
No,
I think he's a child at this point, or at least an adolescent.
Probably at this point, yeah. I have to think about that. That's a very good question. He'd probably be about the
same age as Boba Fett at this time.
Interesting. Moff Gideon or Dr. Pershing showing up in the Bad Batch.
That is a good idea.
That's interesting.
Maybe Melshi from Andor.
I never thought of that. No. Melshi?
Yeah.
I don't know. Not sure Melshi will show up there.
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's a good guess. That's a good question. I'll have to look into that. I'll have to think about that a little bit more. All right. So, we're talking about Dr. Afra. I just wanted to mention that if you didn't know, Sana Staros, who knows Dr. Afra very well.
It's getting her own comic book.
I understand. Yes, Sana Staros is going to get her own comic book series starting in February, written by Justina Ireland. So, which is great because she is, Justina Ireland is one of the best writers out there, and she is what she's doing is tying the Staros genealogy to Sana. Because if you're a fan of the High Republic, the Staros family exists, couple of hundreds of years ago, right? So she's going to tie that generational connection with Sana in the issue. So I'm looking forward to reading the Sana Staros issue. So that's going to be coming up. We're actually recording an episode where we talk about 5 things that you need to know about Sana Staros. So that will be coming out soon. Just wanted to throw that out there. In addition, we have an episode where we interviewed Raven of Broaxium, Shooting the Poodoo, and Sisters with Sabers. That was a fun episode that we recorded. It was wonderful. So that's coming out as well. And, we're going to continue to celebrate the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary. So we actually have a special episode coming up.
Fingers crossed it'll be in theaters. In fact, you know what we should do? We gotta take the TV and we gotta go to Target and buy ices, candy, and popcorn. You know what? I'll save up my own money and I'll buy you all ices, candy, and popcorn.
Yeah.
And we can just make some popcorn and whatnot.
Okay.
And watch the movie at home.
Okay, you just said that you hope they release the movie.
It's not.
Oh, okay.
Or we can watch it twice.
Look, we can watch it as many times as we like. Yeah, but for me, I would absolutely love for Return of the Jedi to be released in the theaters. I'd be happy about that. So I expect it'll happen. I'm looking forward to that. So we'll have some special series coming up. We'll talk a lot about Return of the Jedi in the next few months. There was a story that I've been telling people, if you didn't already know, how much fun I had when I went to see Return of the Jedi for the first time when I was 15 years old.
We'll soon be posting an episode where you talk about that.
Yes.
An interview with my 2 uncles, Uncle Chris and Uncle Craig, and you.
Right, because the 3 of us actually went to see Return of the Jedi 40 years ago. So we're gonna talk about
Plaza.
Exactly
40 years ago.
Yes, so we're gonna.
You told me this story so many times. I remember it from memory.
Yes, you do. Thank you.
Let me begin.
So we're going to talk about that. We're going to reminisce. So that's also coming up as well. Okay. Do we have any more Q&A? Jorge, Sisters with Sabers. Yes, absolutely. Sisters with Sabers. They're fantastic. We love them. So if you have not heard of Sisters with Sabers or Broaxium, please support these channels. They're fantastic. People who love Star Wars, love to talk about Star Wars. So I highly recommend those 2. All right. So do we have any others? So there are more coming.
I just realized something.
Yes.
There's got to be something special coming, because if you notice, last year Celebration was the 25th to the 27th, and the 25th is the day that Star Wars Return of the Jedi was released. It's no coincidence that this year Star Wars Celebration is in Europe in April for the 23rd to the 25th, if I'm not wrong. Is it?
It is. Well, it's in April, early April.
I don't know. It's in April sometime.
Yes.
So it's no coincidence that they moved it to a month earlier. Not a month later. Not the same month, but a month earlier. So they must have some sort of big Return of the Jedi announcement like they did for Attack of the Clones' 20th anniversary. Possibly even a panel.
That would be awesome. I think that's you have a good point, because they did the same.
IQ levels raising.
Yeah, very good. Yes, they did the same thing for Star Wars when Star Wars: A New Hope celebrated the 40th anniversary. They had a special panel, so it's possible they may have a Return of the Jedi panel. I would love that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be awesome.
The only thing I'm upset about is Empire Strikes Back got cut.
Yeah, well, because
their 40th anniversary was COVID year.
That was the COVID year, so we understand that. Yeah. So I did see a couple of. Okay, all right. Can you bring that one back up?
I'm hoping from a certain point of view, Return of the Jedi announcement at Star Wars Celebration.
Yes.
Yes, we will hopefully be there to cover that for you. If we do go, I'm gonna get my phone and do a daily vlog for y'all.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, do we have anything else we want to talk about? I think we covered pretty much everything about this episode.
No, I think we're good.
I think we're done.
I'm done. Are you done?
I think I'm done. Yeah. Again, to wrap up episode.
Okay, you're done.
To wrap up episode 5. Yeah, I think the Batch are just trying to, like you said, maybe test the waters with Phee and see if they can form a relationship, the Batch and Phee. We'll see what happens in the next episode. All right, so we will be back on next Wednesday for episode 6. All right, and like I said, there will be future episodes coming up on Thursdays. Look out for that. They'll be recorded episodes.
Episodes 7 and 8 are a combined release, so we'll be getting 2 episodes at once.
True.
And we'll review them both.
Absolutely. Yes, we will. Okay.
And a final comment, or 2 final comments.
Okay.
I'm also very excited for the Star Wars Return of the Jedi comic one-shot, like the Ewoks horror comic.
Yes.
Alex, hope you go to Celebration. Light is a great city, too.
Mm-hmm.
Hopes and wishes would keep us going, Alex. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to comment about the one-shot. Yes, I've heard about the one-shot as well. I think that's the one written by Mark Guggenheim, who is currently writing the Han Solo comic book series, which is pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that as well. All right.
Thoughts on what we can see for the next episode, season 2, episode 6, Tribe.
Yeah, from the title, I have no idea what tribe is.
We gotta meet someone. Gunji. Remember?
So you think this might be the Gunji episode?
Maybe something about his family.
Could be.
Or does he have a family? Yeah.
Well, that's a very good point, right?
Does he have one anymore though?
I don't know.
Because we don't know much about his whereabouts. He was in those 2-3 episodes of the Clone Wars.
Yes.
And we haven't gotten anything else yet, so I'm just not really sure about where we're going to go with Tribe. But I feel like it's got to involve Gunji somehow because of the word Tribe. That's the key word here.
Well, that's a very good point, and we know that Gunji is going to appear eventually, right? Because we see Gunji.
We saw him in the trailer.
In the trailer, right? So that might be the episode where we see Gunji.
Who knows?
Yeah. What do you think? Does anybody else think, what's going to happen in episode 6? We don't know. Michelle, hope you guys can make it to Celebration. Great episode as usual from y'all tonight. Thank you so much, Michelle. This is wonderful. Thank you for tuning in and listening. We really appreciate it. We do hope we make it to Celebration.
Mm-hmm. Hopes and wishes.
Yes,
like I said, are what keep us going.
Absolutely. Alex, you're welcome. Lots to see in London. I went there 8 years ago. Okay, hope you can go and have fun.
We hope so too.
Yeah, excellent. All right, and then Blacklight. Maybe
it's the episode with the. Oh, you want to read?
No, you go ahead.
Maybe it's the episode with the Trandoshans for the trailer who are burning the forest down. I'm trying to think of the connection.
Trandoshans with the.
Remember that dude with the flamethrower? I'm trying to think of the connection here.
Wow. So you think there may be a tribe that they're actually looking for, and they're trying to maybe intimidate this tribe and destroy their homestead, something like that. Maybe
and Wookiees hate each other.
True. Okay. Right. I see what you're saying.
But I'm just saying, you think maybe Gungi will meet Sid at some point, and they'll just go at it?
Or maybe not Sid, but maybe another Trandoshan. Right? Yeah.
But it would be kind of funny because their employer is a Trandoshan. And if they got a Wookiee on their ship and they have to go back to Sid, I don't know how that's gonna go.
Well, that's a very good point. We don't know, right? But we know in this era, where this is taking place, Trandoshans and Wookiees don't get along. Mm-hmm. We'll find out. Okay,
Chewie doesn't like Trandoshans.
No, he does not. Which could equally be the Gunji. Yeah, the Gunji episode based on the Trandoshans' ties with the Wookiees. Yeah, exactly what we just said. Very good. That could be what it is. I can't wait to find out. All right.
One final comment.
Mm-hmm. This is great. Please, if you have any more comments, we love the comments. We love to just
send them in.
Chat. Yes, please send them in. Send in your comments. Send in your questions. This is wonderful.
I believe there was a scrapped arc of the Clone Wars with the Bad Batch on Kashyyyk, so they can reuse that story here.
Okay.
So if they're on Kashyyyk, all Wookiees are from Kashyyyk. So that could be
there was
that
where the Bad Batch was on.
Yeah, that's right. Or maybe they're gonna meet some people from Kashyyyk. Because remember that episode in Rebels when the first episode, the pilot episode, when the rebels went to go save those Wookiees who'd been captured by the Empire? Maybe that's what the Batch is gonna do. Like they're gonna save some Wookiees for the Imperials, and that could put them in the Imperial database and hopefully make things juicier because now the Empire knows who they are.
That's an excellent point. You're right. Yeah. Well, the Batch, that's what they're known for, right? For saving people, at the very last minute, coming in and, getting somebody in, getting in, get out, get the person they're looking for, right? Yeah. In and out. And then, of course, it never happens the way they plan it, if they even plan it. Sometimes they just go right in and just say, okay, well, this will be easy. And it does not.
Like one thing I've known, in any movie, whenever you say this will be easy, it's not easy.
It's never easy. That's exactly right.
Like that's just
okay. Send in any final comments that you have. Okay, but
for now, let's wrap it up.
Okay. So in the meantime, Keith, where can people find us?
You can find us at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Good Pods, Radio Public, Amazon Music, Audible, or wherever you get your podcasts. Socials, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Fatherson Galaxy. Website, fathersongalaxy.com. Our merch store, fathersongalaxy.myspreadshop.com. And finally, check out our Spreaker page as well.
Yes, right. And then, by the way, about the shop, if you want to support, if you can support our podcast.
And even if you can, you just be here, like our videos, and subscribing is enough.
That's correct. But if you can support us monetarily, we ask if you just take a look at the shop and see if there's anything that you might like, right? So
or recommend it to a friend.
Or recommend to a friend. Here we have mugs that you can find there. There are also shirts and hoodies, for the wintertime. So just
lots of different sizes.
Doesn't hurt to take a look. How about that? So
Look at that. We've already got other podcasters.
Exactly right. So this is Raven. When we just had our interview with Raven this past weekend. So Raven actually
releasing it soon.
Yeah, supporting the podcast with a coffee mug. So just take a look. Doesn't hurt to look. You never know. You might find something you like there. So just wanted to put that out there. If there are many ways to support us. But definitely please like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. Listen to us on your favorite audio platform, and please be sure to leave comments. We love comments,
and reviews,
right? And reviews,
absolutely.
We reviews. Love those. Yes, a majority of our listeners listen through Apple.
And check our community posts daily.
Right,
we will always have new posts up.
Almost
always.
Let me ask you this question real quick. So, do you think it would be nice if we could put a poll up there to ask people? Why do you think the Bad Batch is hesitant about leaving Sid? Like maybe we can put that out there. A question. Well, why are they? What is it that's holding them back? From leaving Sid?
Precisely.
And we could put options out there. Like maybe is it fear? Are they not sure where to turn? Is it a little bit of both, or it might be some other reason? So I thought that'd be a nice poll to put out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's it, everyone. So thank you so much for joining us once again. We will see you next Wednesday. Until next time, take care, and we will see you again.
Real quick, last comment. Have a great rest of your night, guys. See you back next week for episode 6. So glad I found your channel.
Thank you so much.
We are so glad too.
We hope you come back.
Please.
Thank you so much. All right. Okay. If that is all, thank you. Take care. And we will see you again.
One more thing. No, I'm kidding.